Trying, sometimes you'll succeed. What's up, guys? It's your boy the Zombie here. Today I am going to review The Last of Us episode 5, called Endure and Survive. Did we survive? Did we endure? Let's find out. The Last of Us, starting the Mando himself, Mando, and little Grogu herself, Grogu. We got the story of Joe and Ellie, the elephant. Man, it was crazy, man. Like how it started from last week's stuff, of course, And like I like how it became like full circle, like it's showing you like why he was hated and why Kathleen wants to hunt Henry so much. And then we all thought Henry was an adult, but I thought he was an adult, but I guess not. This world is full of surprises. Another thing too that I found interesting is like they gave us characters to latch onto. Well, me, I latch onto characters. I don't know about you guys. They gives them like a nice backstory to them, and they make them relatable to you, and they're like, yeah, it's just cool, It's a cool character, I would like to see where they're going, and then, and all of a sudden, you're like, really, you no, why, But I could see why, because I know it's not corresponding to the game or the timeline or whatnot, but it was cool, like a little spin-off ish. It would have been cool with the new, like they don't have to do it alone, but hey, that's what it's called, The Last of Us. So how about we just get right into things? To me, I feel like we were watching The Purge, man. I was like, I don't know how you guys felt, but The Purge, man, the opening scenes, with the horses getting drawn and federal agents were hanging, were getting hung and dragged by a horse, get stabbed, and I was like, what the heck is going on? It was kind of shocking. I think it takes a couple of days before Joe and Ellie shows up to their compound of the, what's it called, renegades. I call them raiders last episode, but now I guess they're just the rebels. What are we watching? Star Wars? Dun 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 dun. Anyways, no, that's the Empire. I apologize. Rebels is the Luke. Look in your heart, it's true. So a flare gets shots in the sky, and it just like it's a freedom party, like I was saying. These not fireflies. These raiders are taking over a federal compound. It was like massacres, and they're like, Fedra, and this and that. And now we could see that KC knows how to throw a Super Bowl party, man. They went all out. Sheesh. That's what they call what? Killer City? Killer City? The Killer City Chiefs. And then after that, we see the boys from last episode, We still don't know who they are, so that they're just hiding behind a trash can. And then they're looking at him, and there's like his I guess his brother. He looks, and his eyes just go. And then his other brother's like, hey, don't look over there, don't look over there, come look here, look at my face. And they're doing a sign language, because I think the youngest brother is deaf. So that's another cool way to bring about the world. It's like, damn, like you can't hear the clickers coming, you can't hear nobody coming, that wants to rob you or trying to kill you. But as we see later on, how it all evolves, it's crazy, Excuse me about that. And then after we cut we cut to all these people inside a cell. I guess they were all ex-Fedra people, and Kathleen, of course, she's running them down like, how dare you turn on your neighbors? How does it feel like now that we're in control and you're cowering? And I was just like, damn. So now Kathleen is still giving me that strong sense of what's it called, a Karen vibe with that don't you dare do that to me type of thing. Let me talk to your manager. And again, she's so freaking obsessed with the Henry guy. Where is Henry? And then everybody's like, I don't know. Like, oh, you guys don't know? Well, I guess you're dead. So she gets up and she walks away, and then she goes, kill them all. And everybody starts whimpering like, oh my God, please don't kill us. And then also one guy freaking actually says where Henry is. And then the guy goes, oh, he's with Edelstein. And they're trying to get Edelstein is Henry's collabing with Edelstein, and they're meeting up with Sam. And they're like, and then Kathleen was like, it's like, good job, thanks for telling me where they are, type of thing. And then she goes out, and then she walks out with Perry and them, and there's like, are you sure like everybody's gonna get a fair trial? She goes, of course not, I was just joking, I just wanted information on Henry because that's my vendetta. I just want to get him, and that's it, at any mean. So what she says, bag him and tag him. I was like, damn, this girl is heartless, dude. She's cold. So what that meant is like, she goes, you know what? Kill them all, burn the bodies, get rid of them. I was just like, good thing I'm not there in that time. And then after that, after you hear that, you can hear the gunshots, and then we see the two boys, they go into this building. I think it's the same building where Joe and Ellie end up going, so they go up there, and then no, that's later on, I apologize. And then we see Sam and Henry. We end up finding out it's the same two boys that we saw in the last episode. So they meet up with Edelstein, and then they, ration out the food, this old guy got a food, and then he gives his brother a big bag of crayons, for a little kid, that's like money, that's a Game Boy, that's a way to pass time, I guess. And they start tagging up the place with superheroes. I saw Hulk, Ant-Man was there. I think Rogue sucking Miss Marvel's power. I should have said Captain Marvel, and that's when she became Rogue. And then we saw the orange streak. That should be a name for him. The orange streak. Because that's what he gets. The streak across his face. And then after that is 10 days later. And then Sam is asking, where's Edelstein? And he's like, you think he's dead? And she said, yes, I think he's dead. So they hold him. And then Henry tells Sam, like, hey, we're going to have to move. And then Henry and Sam is like, no, I'm scared. It's like, oh, I have an idea. Because he's seeing that Sam has drawn all this superheroes with orange streak and capes and all that. And he's like, you know what? He tells Sam, close your eyes, but not too tight. So he gets some orange paint and paints it across his face. And he pops up his pocket knife, and I guess it's a mirror, and he goes, look, reflection. He's like, that's cool. I'm a superhero now. Sam. Anyways. Foreshadowing, as you could tell. And then after that, we hear the Joe and Sam and Henry hear the gunshots and everything. Like, what's going on outside? So they peek in the window. They're looking, and that's when we see Joe across the street from them, shooting out the guards. shooting, of course, the guys that we saw, Brian and them. The war. It was cool seeing that gunfight from a different angle. Seeing it from the other side. You see him how he's peeking, and then Joel looks like he took a pic of Henry, like he was staring at him. He's like, He's like, oh shit, and he ducked down, which was pretty cool. You know, a little like I said, a little knowing that someone's there but not there. So, so after we fast forward, it says 10 days, of course, and then we get to the point where we left off last week, where Joe and Ellie are sleeping, and then we see Henry and Sam. I thought he came out like through a secret entrance or anything, but no, he tells Sam to be quiet because there's glass, and he knows how to get by the glass. So he's like going a zigzag pattern type of thing. So you're hearing crunch, 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 crunch. It's like crunch, crunch, crunch. It was like little crunch, crunch, crunch. Like with like little crunching, but not as loud. You know. So it was pretty cool, like little detail, like you know how they pay close detail to that. So it was cool. You know, I liked it. So he tells Henry tells Joel, because Sam is holding Joe up and Henry is holding up Ellie, and he goes, oh come on, we're not your enemies, we're your friends, you know, please. So yeah, so they get up and they're having a meal with each other, you know, they're powwowing, they're saying who they are and stuff. So we find Joel trying to come around because Ellie is like having fun with Sam. They're like, come on. Excuse me. It's funny when Ellie tells Henry, it's like, yeah, don't worry, he just has an asshole voice, like, yeah, of course everything's gonna be okay. And then Joel's like, everything's gonna be all right. So after that, of course they go to this building. They're like, I know you're here because you're trying to see the oversight of a city, you know, how to get out of here. It's like, I know how to get out of here. And then they're like, we could just go through he reveals who he is, like, because he goes, I told you that I know how to get out of here. We have to use the tunnels. And he goes, you're crazy, man, they're probably infected. And then he goes, no, that's the thing, Fedra, the one thing they did good was to push on the infected underground, and then they drove them off. He goes, that sounds a little sketchy, you know. And then he drives up a map, and then he tells Sam, you know, just to kind of guilt trip him a little bit more. Joel saying that, you know, we'll help you get out, because of course Joel is really reluctant of helping Henry, you know. And then he's like, okay, fine, let's do it, you know. That was cool. So they go into this bank, and that's where the mission starts. You know, they go to this bank, and he goes, oh, there's daylight, let's go out through somewhere, like, oh, it's over here. So they find the tunnel. They keep going all the way down, and then that's where they see like this type of nursery door, you know, like has drawings and everything. And I know Sam looks like he knew, that's why he wanted to jump first, and like, no, Joe's like, I got this. So they go in, and that's when it's revealed that Henry is actually worse than a federal agent and a Firefly. I didn't know there was something worse. And he's a collaborator. I'm a collaborator. And that's where also we get the whole spiel of why Kathleen hates Henry, because he's saying that he had this big mentor he looked up to, you know, and he wanted to be just like him. He will follow him to the end of the earth. But Fedra had the medicine that his that his brother Sam needed, you know. And like Fedra said, if you want this, you know, it comes with a price. And then he's like, damn, I guess I got no choice. And then that's when he decided to turn in the big homie, and, you know, he turned in Kathleen's brother in. So dun dun dun. for exchange, for the medicine, he got the big head of the resistance, the rebellion. And that's when Kathleen lost her marbles and everything with him, because of course Fedra ended up DOAing him. So like I said, bag him and tag him. So he got bagged and tagged. And he goes, Henry is like, does that make me a bad person, or a good guy, or whatnot? He's like, I had to do what I had to do to protect the one I love, and I'm sorry for it. And then he's like, Joel just stayed quiet, because he's like, I know your motive, you had to do that for that. So it was cool, like he's coming to grip with it. So I really enjoy that, the whole backstory. Within 2 episodes, you get the I hate you, and then the reason, and then it's like, okay, now it makes sense. Now you kind of want to side with Kathleen, but not really. Like, what side would you take? Like, now I understand why Kathleen wants Henry dead, and is it justifiable, or like I said in the last episode, is in this world there's only one law, and that law is revenge, survive. There's no is lawlessness, and you band people together, they could kill, murder, and nothing will happen to them. What she was saying about a fair trial, like, I don't think so, because there's only one person ruling the whole world. And I mean, that section of Kansas City, go Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, in that way, in that sense of, oh, how can you believe that person? Like, yeah, like, I got you. Like, don't worry. Like, nothing's gonna happen to you. Just turn yourself in, and we'll have a try. No, you already know that you're done. You're gone. It's over for you. So, it's kind of justifiable in a way to see it in Kathleen's way, that an eye for an eye type of thing in this society. Like I said, the purge, or forgive and turn around, which is, I don't know, man. I leave it up to you guys. Let me know, what would you guys do? Like, I understand why you did it, but then why you did it to me, and then don't expect me to show you mercy for killing someone that I really love. And now you know why Kathleen is in a warpath. So, with that being said, we meet up with Kathleen and Perry, yeah, and they meet up, and he's like, any luck? He's like, she'll know, we didn't find them yet. And then Kathleen gives us the whole spiel of her being in her own room. And then he goes, when I was a little kid, this room made me feel so this room was so big with us. And then that's when Michael, that was his name, of the rebellion leader, Michael told him, like, you know what, no matter what happens, I'll protect you, and I got you, And then after that, that's when Kathleen says, yeah, but nothing happened to stop him, like, I'm not gonna stop until Henry is found and they're killed. And that's when Perry confessed to her that under Michael, nothing was being done, and nothing was being forced. But with her in command, everything got changed. They took care of the Fedra, the QC. They took down they liberated Kansas City. So he goes, you have my undying loyalty. And I was just like, damn, homie is just going all in, like, we ride with you, lie or die. So now you know why their bond is so strong between them. So I was just like, it's like they're not gonna stop until they get them. So after that, they managed to go through the tunnels. Joe, Henry, Sam, Ellie make it to the side, to the, was it like a suburb? I think it was. And he's walking, and everything's like, oh, okay, yeah. She's like, see, I told you I was right. Around this corner, make a left, and we'll be scot-free. So they're skipping along like the yellow brick road. Like, what's it called? That little girl with the dog. So yeah, her, Miss Kansas. There's no way. There's not. No, was it? No place like home. No place like home. Excuse me. So yeah. So they're about to go, and all of a sudden, what happens? Of course, it cannot be too easy, you know. The rumble of your controller starts shaking. Like, what is this sensing? And then all of a sudden, it cuts to a cutscene. You're like, oh, someone up there is sniping shots, of course, to Joel. Sam and everyone's like, everybody take cover. So they're hiding around the car. They're like, it's like a whack-a-mole, man. Every time he pops up his head. And then that's when Joel says, like, okay, look, I'm gonna go around the house, around the block, and go upstairs and take this guy out because first of all, he sucks at shooting, and there's no one gonna be able to get to him. If not, we're gonna be here pinned down. So of course, he goes up there, you know, and then I'm surprised that guy didn't get up and go inside the house and start looking for Joel, whoever got in, because Joe wasn't that quiet. He slams it, he closes the door, he goes up those creaky steps, you know, and then Joe makes it all the way up top without being stopped or anything, which was kind of weird. I thought like there was going to be more guards or whatnot, but no. So Joe has to go and point it at this person with the scope, and he goes, please just put the scope down, scoot it towards me, and we call it a day. And he's like, please don't make me do this. He warned them, and he just twitched. So the old man, he gets killed, you know. And then all of a sudden we hear in the radio, hold him there. And then Joe is like, she's like, oh, what is that? So of course he uncovers the walkie-talkie with the frequency. I thought he was gonna pick it up like, what's up, bitch? I got you. No. She's like, oh no, we're almost there. Keep them busy. And I was like, oh no, it's a trap. And surely not. And then that's when Sam, Henry, and Ellie turn around, and of course there's a big plow smashing through the car, like chasing them down. It's Kathleen and a big like her whole squad, you know. So at this point, Joel has unlimited ammo, I guess, because he just keeps chambering those rounds. And then Ellie and of course they're running for their lives. Ellie is about to get run over by the plow, and it's one of those quick time moments. You have to hit square, X, triangle, whatever it is. Just line up the shot for triangle, X, and boom. She shoots out the driver, you know, and the driver like goes to the right, smashes to the ground in the house. I was just like, damn. To hit a moving target like that is pretty impressive, Joel. Good job. And then that's where you know, Kathleen starts saying her monologue, like, all right, Henry, your time is up, come out, you know. He's like, I understand what you did, but don't you ever think that kid was deserved to die? I was like, damn, this person doesn't care. He's just a kid. And then he goes, are you going crazy? Are you nuts? And he goes, he's just a kid. Like, yeah, Henry, kids die all the time. Like, oh, nonchalant, no heart, no nothing. It's just, I'm gonna kill you. Like, whoever gets in my way, well, that's your fault, man. I was just like, damn. And then you know, she does of course, Henry's like, wait, I'll come out. So Henry comes out, and Kathleen is doing her monologue. It's been too long, Henry. You've been running away from me. You know, she has the gun pointing at him. I thought he was gonna empty out the round, but all of a sudden the ground starts shaking. The freaking house collapses. There's a sinkhole, and we hear the uh-oh. What do we hear? We hear the they're here. They're coming. We hear the clickers. We hear the clickers. The clickers are coming. It's like a. Uh-oh. Be quiet. Be quiet. Oh no, there's on me. So yeah, so the clickers like come out, like start running towards everybody, start ambushing, and of course they use that as a cover. They run away. They're like, "Oh no!" It's like, "Oh crap!" And then of course, wherever Joel told Ellie is, wherever you ever find a hole, get yourself in it. So she was playing the hole in the wall again, but this time in the truck. That was crazy. The swarm, the swarm comes up, it pops up. So it was pretty cool. It's like a zombie mob. They took cover, of course, and then that's when Ellie makes inside the truck, guys, like I was saying, and then you see this very flexible little girl clicker. She's like, she walks in there. I was like, oh my god, she's bending her back, her neck, and this and that. And Ellie, of course, has to dump herself out the truck, her only safe house. and then that's when Joel saw, Ellie sees Sam and Henry underneath the truck being swarmed by the clickers, the French clickers. They're like, come here, I just want to give you a kiss. Bonjour. No. I don't know if you could see where he gets some bites or no. I don't remember. I don't think so. And then after that, yeah, of course, Ellie's making herself, she's dragging herself on the dirt. And then that's when she finally makes it to them. And then of course Joe's with the rifle and, like I said, infinity rounds. She's like, is making a pathway for them. And then that's when Ellie gets her knife, pokes the infected, holds it up, and it's like a combo with like stab, pull up, Joe with the gun, boom, gone. Henry's like, and Sam like, all right, let's go, let's make a run for it. And again, we see that's enough, Kathleen. And he goes, that's far enough. And Henry, and he turns around again, of course, and then she's monologuing. It's time for you to die, Henry. And of course, she was not aware. And then this little girl, clicker again, the one we saw earlier, just jump at Kathleen and start digging on her face. She's like, oh, sorry. And then after that, no, it was before that, we see the nemesis of the French clickers. She's like, stars. Stars. But this time was Perry. Perry! I want you, Perry! So she goes after Perry. She goes, run. Turn around. Don't even look back. So this called the bloaters. This homie is inflated like me after a hometown buffet back in the day meal. I was just so big and I was like, don't even look at me. So homie's just walking, just charging at him like the nemesis would or anything, any big mid boss, will come. He's emptying the clip of his rifle, like, and then nothing's happening. He's like, oh, yep, I'm dead. So the bloater gets him. Fatality. Just snaps his head from his shoulder. I guess he had head and shoulders. And his head just rolled and his body just went limp. So, yeah. And that's when we see, like, again, like I said, Henry, Sam, Ellie, and Joel make it. They're like, we're out of here. But then I guess the Resistance don't have leaders no more because they all died. The second in command, I think, will be Perry, but Perry is gone too. So who's going to be in command of the Resistance now, or the rebels, or they're going to be taking care of themselves, I guess. And then yeah, all the bloaters, I guess he's the leader of the French clickers, and he's like, let's go back to the city. So they'll make a run for it, to back to the, well, I guess that's what's gonna happen to the rest of the people. They're gonna get exterminated by the French clickers, so the team make it to an hotel across the river, and that's where the question was asked. Joel was asking Henry, like, so where are you guys gonna go? And Henry's like, we mind tagging along because he said we're going to Wyoming, and he's like, yeah, it'll be a good idea. Joe's like, okay, cool, you know. And then in the room is Ellie and Sam. Of course, they're talking to each other through this little magnet thing. Like he writes a question and he puts it down, and Christian down, you know. And he goes, and as Ellie asks, Sam asks Ellie, what are you afraid of? And then she says, of being left alone. And then that's when Ellie asks Sam, what are you afraid of? He's like, I'm afraid of the monster will come out of me. I was like, oh no. And then that's when it's revealed Sam got bit in the leg, bro. In the leg. Sam, not Sam, man. The little boy. The orange streak. Superhero. Why, man? Like I said, you fall in love. Well, not fall. You get attached to these characters. You're like, all right, cool. This, you know, it's gonna be a 4-way, and then they're gonna make it to Wyoming and whatnot. And he gets bit. Typical Walking Dead. So of course, yeah, I don't understand why Ellie didn't say anything, but I guess for dramatic effect, you know, she's like, oh. Then she shows that she got bit too. She's like, oh, really? And then she goes, oh, my blood's the cure. And then Sam is like, what? You know, he can't speak or anything. Just looked at her like, what? So Ellie cuts her palm, you know, and spreads those nice bloodily fluids. She rubs the blood in his wound. And he's like, don't worry, it's gonna cure you. And then she looked at him like, yeah, okay. And then and I was just looking at that. I was like, first of all, if I see blood, I'll pass out. So I'm good for Sam. He didn't pass out. I would have been heaving, hoving everywhere. So that's when Sam asked Ellie, will you stay up with me? Yeah, I don't want to fall asleep. He's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll stay up with you. And of course, Ellie doesn't. She KOs, and then she nods up. She wakes up, and she's looking at she's looking over there like, Sam, are you okay, Sam? And of course, you hear, she's like, ah! I went like, ah! So they ran out of there, you know. And then Sam's on top of Ellie, like trying to bite her and this and that. And then that's when Henry's like, what's going on? Are you serious? What's going on? And that's heartbreaking, man. And I had to see him, you know. If it was my son or something, you know, you had to pull the trigger on him. And then Joel was trying to get to him, but then Henry takes a shot, shoots to the ground. It's like, don't you move. And then he goes, Joe, help, Joe. Ellie, it's like, you got to make a quick decision, like either punch Henry out the way or you're trying to get the gun from him. But yeah, he takes another step, he shoots at him, and that's when Sam takes a shot and kills Sam. Henry takes a shot at Sam, and damn. He's in awe, he's in shock. He's like, what did I do? Did I do that? What's going on? And he has a shock moment, and then he's like, Joel's trying to console Henry. He's like, no, like give me the gun, like it's okay, we'll take care of it. And Henry is like, and then you hear Joel like, no, Henry, and he pulls the trigger. So again, everybody lost this episode. Everybody lost. Kathleen got her revenge, even though she's dead. Henry lost his mentor for the medicine for the brothers, so he wouldn't die, but he ended up dying anyways. And Henry lost his mentor for his brother, and he took his own life. That's pretty deep, because you know that he didn't know how to cope with him doing that, and damn, it got me by surprise. You know, I thought he was gonna, you know, live on for his brother, or not like Joel live on for Sarah, you know, type of thing, like harden him, like. But no, he couldn't do it. I don't think. It's like, again, it's another Bill and Frank situation. Like, my only reason to still be alive is because of you. You know, you're gone. Why am I here? You're like, I don't want to continue this journey without you, type of thing. And his whole mission was to protect Sam, the orange streak, and he failed that mission. You know, the quick time event didn't happen this time, and he fell, and you feel it. You know, that sense of dread, and you know it takes time to seep in. You know, and I don't know. I put myself in there like, what would you do? You know, like let everybody get bit and turn into those things, or end the life. So he just ended up his. That was pretty deep. And then after that, we cut outside, of course, and then Joel's digging out the grave, digging graves for those two kids. You know, that I was just like, damn. So yeah, so he digs the graves for both of them, and then you could see Ellie is she's tough, man. She's taking it, not crying or anything, like, oh well, it's another victim type of thing. Like, she's so mature for that age, and kind of sucks for her to do that, but I'm pretty sure she's internalizing everything, all that pain, all that frustration that she felt, because she thought she was gonna be the hero. Like, look, I'm gonna wake up and look, my blood did help you, type of thing. But it didn't work out, man. It was not that way, you know. It was not like that. It was not that easy. You should imagine, she would have bled on everybody. But yeah, it sucks, you know. And after that, she wrote sorry on the little paper thing that Sam always was using. She puts it on his grave, and then then she says, Joel, let's go onward. And it's weird, because Joel is seeing that bond growing more, like, man, that might be us, you know. But I'm not gonna let that happen until we reach where we're supposed to go. So yeah, so we see Joel and Ellie walking down that path onto Wyoming. So yeah, guys, that was the episode 5 of The Last of Us. Let us know what you thought of it. You know, the Endure and Survive, as there are going to be 9 total episodes. So we got 4 more. So I don't know. I hope they're not speeding up the story to get to where they need to go, or just simmering it in for season 2, if there's going to be a season 2. But I think so. You know, it's getting up there. You know, a lot of fame. It's becoming like a little Stranger Thing type of thing. As we see Mando right here, and little Grogu. But it's hard to separate the voices, you know, from Mando and Joel, because as soon as, like I said, like I usually like step aside and I leave my phone or wherever I'm watching, and you could hear the voice still, and it's like you hear his voice as Mando. So kind of a similar story. And then speaking of Mando, yeah, we're gonna be recapping it on the show. But yeah, guys, that's The Last of Us episode 5. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be full force next week for episode 6 for the zombie. This is and has been the Him and the Zombie show episode. Till next time, much love and peace.